Hey YouTube, my name is Logan. I'm going to be doing a quick review and build on this pump setup that I'm going to be doing for my Luna build. I'm going to put a link in the description to the Luna build if you guys are interested in checking it out. It's on overclock.net. It's pretty close to being done. I've been doing a lot of sleeving on it and been doing a lot of prep work. I'm still waiting for a couple more parts to finish it out. But I wanted to do a video of the pumps, especially because there's not that many videos on these pumps and the pump setup that I'm going to be doing. Now, this is not going to be a sleeving video. If you guys are looking for sleeving videos, I encourage you to go to Lutro Customs. He is on YouTube. He is amazing. I learned everything I did on the sleeving from this guy. He's just flat out fantastic. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave me comments and I'll try and get back to you. Without further much ado, this is my review and build of my pumps for my PC. Enjoy. Okay guys, now for this build I've chosen to use the Swiftech D5 PWM pumps. I got them from Frozen CPU. They're really nice, and before I went and got these extra parts, I thought that this little backing or case or whatever you want to call it would fit in my PC, but unfortunately with the Bitspower bits that I'm going to be using, they're not going to fit. So what I had to do is I had to come in and I had to get these D5 mod kits and these these mod tops from Bitspower. And I gotta say, guys, I'm so glad I went this route. They look phenomenal, and I'm going to show you what they look like right now. This is a D5 mod top. Both the mod. I'm gonna get that in the picture a little bit better. Yeah, this is a mod top. This is Bitspower, and this is the mod kit, also from Bitspower. Now, in keeping with the theme of the case, all of my Bitspower stuff, it's all black sparkle. That's the color that Bitspower put out. It's kind of this really cool looking black chrome, and it looks just freaking fantastic. Now, the top, the top is black. It's not that really cool black sparkle I was telling you about, but it's made out of this really cool matte black acetal that I think is going to blend in really well with the case. Now this is the mod top. You know, it's got some plugs on there. I'll kind of show you a little bit better. It's got 3 plugs that comes with it. It's really well put together. There is one small issue I have with it, and I'm about to go over that here in a little bit. But before I get into that, I want to show you the mod kit. This is the mod kit. It comes with a bracket. It's got that really cool Bitspower logo on the bottom. And this is that black sparkle I was telling you about. Now, it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's got this it's not quite black. It's more like a really dark chrome is what it is. And it just looks freaking phenomenal. And of course, this is the little plate that comes with it, and I'm going to show you guys how this all comes together. Now, I mentioned an issue earlier, and there are several people online that do reviews on these mod tops, and the thing that they always skip out and do not tell you about is how close these in and out ports are to each other. They're really close here on the back, and they're also close, really close on the top. Now, just for comparison's sake, I'll kind of show you what's going on. Now, this is a regular Bitspower compression fitting, right? Throw it in there. You know, it looks really great. And if you put 2 of these in here, they don't fit. They really do not fit. And the problem is that these holes are too close together. Now, if you have like a 90-degree fitting and a regular compression fitting, they do fit. Why? Because the part that goes in there on the 90-degree compression and the part that goes in on the regular compression are actually 2 different diameters. I have no idea why, but you can see right there how close these are, but they do fit, okay? So if you're going to use 2 regular compression fittings out the back, guys, you got to use an extender. Now, you can buy those. They're not that hard to find, but you cannot put two regular compression fittings back on the back next to each other. Now, what you can also do, if you have two angled ones, you can also put those side by side. And it's a little tricky to get on there. I'm not going to tighten it down for time's sake. But you can see that they do fit. You can put them together. They're just a little bit close. So if you're considering doing these, guys, just keep in mind that they are close together, and you will need special parts, you know, accessories, extenders, you know, whatever you want to use to get them all working together. Now, something else I kind of glossed over, and I'm going to show you here right now if I can get this thing back on there. Oh, it's making me look like an idiot on the internet, so all you guys can laugh at me. There it goes. Okay. There's also another import on the bottom, and yeah, these are really, really cool looking, guys. I cannot tell you, even though that the holes are really close together, I'm still really, really glad that I ended up getting these. Now, back to the build. Now, I'm going to be doing quite a few things to this. Like I said, this is the PWM controller. The normal SwiftTech D5 pumps, they only come with this little Molex cable, and you know that's all you gotta mess with. Now the PWM comes with this cable too. It's a PWM. In my case, I'm going to be hooking it up to a controller in order to control the speed of my pumps. And mostly it's just kind of an overkill thing. Most of the time, you know, you can just let these pumps run all day. They're really, really hardy. They're really, really great pieces of equipment. Now, to disassemble this sucker, all you got to do, like I did while I was blabbering on, was take this ring off. And once you take the ring off, you can take this pump off, and you know we're going to be trashing this housing. This housing is crap. It's not very good looking. It's actually very, very big. If you take a look at kind of a size comparison, it's just freaking enormous compared to the Bitspower pump top. So we're going to be getting rid of this bad boy. Bye. Okay. Now, here's the challenging or fun part, you know, depending on how you kind of fall into that crowd. You have to, well, in order to, let me make another note. This is the standard O-ring that came with that housing, the standard housing. You got to get rid of this too. Bitspower has their own O-ring, and you don't need that. Okay, so in order to successfully install this bad boy, I'll kind of do a mock-up and kind of show you how it works. You're going to put the pump in, kind of like how you saw with the other top. You're going to thread these wires through, and you're going to screw this on. Okay, that's the basic thing. The trick is that you have this little plate. To get this plate on, you're going to have to, you guessed it, take off the connectors. Now, these connectors are horrible looking. They're white. All my stuff in my build is black, blue, and accented with a little bit of gray and purple. And so these white guys, they're going to go. Now the other thing I'm going to be doing, and this is purely for aesthetic reasons, you do not have to do this at all. I'm actually going to be switching out some of the wires. I'm going to be splicing in black where I have colored wires. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I go in and I put the sleeving on, I don't want any other color besides the sleeving showing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to first be snipping out this red wire, and I'm going to splice in black, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this blue and green. Okay. Now, whenever you are going to be taking connectors off of things, or you're going to be doing wire work, or whatever, the smartest thing you can do, take the extra 2 or 3 seconds it takes, grab your camera, do a drawing, whatever. Make documentation. I'm going to do it right now with my camera. Make documentation of where your wires go, what the pin locations are. So I'm gonna go in here, I'll take a picture of that bad boy, just like that. Red and black. Okay, we're good. I'm going to take a picture of the PWM connector. Good. Now, I'm not going to need these pictures. I'll kind of show you why I'm not going to need the pictures, but I'm going to have them just in case. You know, you can never be too careful when you're working with this expensive equipment. You know, you spend $100 on these pumps. Guys, do yourself a favor. Just take the extra 2 or 3 seconds and take a photo. It's really not that big a deal. Or if you feel artistic, go draw it out. I sometimes do that too. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this Molex connector off. Now, with your kit, with the the Bitspower kit, it actually comes with a little rod that you can use to extract these little pins. Now, I'm not going to use that. I went and got a kind of a multi-tool. This is by Lamptron. This is really cool deal. It comes with like 6 little different heads for extracting all kinds of pins, and it's been fantastic. And so I'm going to be using that. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in and you're going to press down, kind of hold it and press down at the same time. It's kind of tricky. You're going to hold it and press down and kind of pull this wire, and I think this one's going to give me trouble. This one, you know, this is the wrong size one. So let's get the right size one in here. I hope it's the wrong size one, otherwise we're going to have trouble. Get the right size one in there. And you'll kind of feel it when you'll kind of feel it like click into place, and that's, yeah, I just felt it click into place, so I know that I'm good. And then you just pull it, and it comes right out. It's real simple. Now, I'm only going to pull out one. Hey, kind of tricky. Alright, I'm only going to pull out one, and I already have extra pins. I got crimpers and everything, so I'm going to be able to fabricate this wire and make it look like exactly what I need it to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of splitting the wire apart, and then I'm going to leave about, say about an inch on there so I can kind of work with it. And a lot of this is going to be hidden behind the plate, so you're not going to see it, and I'm going to have some heat shrink on it too, so it's going to look really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here with my little wire snippers. I'll do about there. Okay. Bye-bye, red wire. We love you. You're ugly. Go away. Okay. Let's see if I got some really fancy, and you know what? They're not going to fit, so I'm just going to do this manually. Got some really fancy wire strippers, and they've been freaking awesome for my build so far, especially when I'm sitting there making tons and tons of cable. They've just been phenomenal, but these are good too. You know, they work. Let's see. Trim that off a little bit. Get it cleaned up. Now, I've already got a soldering iron. And I know you guys are going to be watching me do this. You're like, no, Logan, what the heck are you doing? Your soldering skills suck. Guys, I don't care. I don't care how bad my soldering skills are. The only thing I care about is that the wire is secure, because the heat shrink's going to cover it, and then on top of that, the sleeving is going to cover it. So, you know, whatever mistakes I make in the soldering process, I do not care about. I could care less. Alright, so, got my wire. Now, I know just from experience that this is some 16 gauge wire. This is really thick. Normally I use 18 gauge wire for all my computer wire, but this is some heavy 16 gauge. I had some extra 16 gauge here somewhere. Oh, what do I do with that? Ah, here we go. I'm going to take some black 16 gauge wire. I'm just going to kind of guess how much I need, and I'll leave myself a little bit extra. But for now, I'm just going to kind of guess how much I'm going to need here. Kind of get this in the shot. And like I said, I'll leave myself a little bit extra so I can trim it up if I need to. It's always good to have extra. Just in case, you know, crap happens, and it's a lot better to cut more than cut less, because then you get to waste your wire and hope that you know, silently hope that you'll be able to use it for something else, and then you don't, and you end up throwing it away. It's like, oh, I was an idiot. So, have some extra wire. Ah, now I get to use my fancy schmancy crimpers, or not crimpers, but stripper. Oh, so easy. Alright, so, got that. Move some of this to the side here. It does not get in the way. Okay. Now, something I had from a different project, it wasn't even an electronics project. It was a jewelry making project, if you guys can believe it. But this has been freaking awesome for what I've been using it for. I get to hold it here. Make sure you guys can kind of see that. It's going to be kind of tricky because I can't really hold this other end with my, but I got it right there. That looks great. I already have my heating iron, or my soldering iron going. Now if I can just find my solder would be good to go. What do I do with it? Yeah, you guys can totally see how prepared I was for this video, right? Oh my gosh. Can't find his butt with two hands. Okay. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to go in here really carefully. Come on, baby. Put some solder on there. Here we go. Yep. Good deal. That was easy. Got it on the first try. Excellent. Oh no, it's separated. Like I said, my soldering is not the best, but it works. There we go. Now that actually looks pretty good. Alright. Easy. And like I said, guys, you know, my soldering isn't the best, but hey, those wires are not coming apart anytime soon. So, next step in this nice little handy-dandy process is to get some heat shrink on there. Now, the heat shrink I'm going to be using, this is some really nice heat shrink that came with my sleeving. It's really soft and it's really pliable. But really, you know, actually, you know what, guys? I'm not going to use the soft heat shrink on this. I'm going to use the harder stuff. This harder stuff I actually got in an 8-foot roll from Home Depot. Freaking phenomenal stuff. You get it for about $5. And I can't find it, of course. I guess I thought I wouldn't need it. Okay, oh well. We'll just use the soft stuff. It's not that big a deal. Since this stuff is going to be hidden, I'll just use scissors. I'm going to cut off about an inch. Inch of heat shrink should cover that just fine. Go on here, slide it through. Kind of slide it close to the end. It's not going to quite get there, but again, this is going to be hidden by the plate, so that's not that big a deal. The only thing I'm really caring about is getting all the black out there, or rather have all the sleeving covering black so you don't see anything else but that color on that sleeving. Okay. Heat gun. You know, some guys use lighters on these. I bought this heat gun off of Amazon for $20, and it's phenomenal. I love it. It works great. You can buy, you know, let me finish this before I start talking again. You know, you guys, you can blow money. You know, you can go get more expensive heat guns if you want to. It's not. Let me hit that a little bit more here. You can go buy more expensive heat guns if you want to. But you know, I got that thing for $20 and it's been freaking awesome so far. So I'm not going to get anything else. I don't see the point in buying more expensive hardware if you know, you're not going to use it all that often. And me, I'm only planning to use it here and there for, you know, whatever electronics project I'm working on. That actually turned out really well. It was a little bit extra like I thought there would be, but hey, you know, quick snip and we can fix that. Okay. So, we're going to do this wire in blue. And I got all this, this is the plastic nylon, I don't know if it's nylon or not, but this is the plastic heat shrink from MXPC, or MDPC rather. It's freaking awesome color. It's this really, really dark blue. This is called their Grand Blue, and this is the majority of my sleeving in the whole build. Now, it's a little bit lighter from what y'all see in the picture, but it's really, really dark blue, and it looks freaking phenomenal. And it's going to look really, really good whenever I get it on there. Okay. Let's try this one more time here. Snip it there. Ooh, man. Quite a bit left. That's okay. Alright. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that's going to work great. Okay. Now, since I don't really care about this end that much, I'm going to finish off this end first. And like I said earlier, I'm going to be using the heat shrinkless method. Or I would if I could find my, there we go. This is my throwaway heat shrink right here from Home Depot. I kid you not, for this build, I've probably gone through about 20 feet of heat shrink. It's been ridiculous. I had no idea that I would be using that much heat shrink. So if you are thinking of, you know, doing all your own custom power cables, kind of going over the top for your build, I highly recommend you buy your heat shrink in bulk, because you're going to use a lot, especially if you do the heat shrinkless method. Even if you don't use the stupid fan, even if you don't use the heat shrinkless method, you will still be going through quite a bit of heat shrink. And I'm just going to melt the end of this bad boy right here. What I'm doing here is I'm melting the end of the sleeving to where it's like a really, really molten Play-Doh, and I'm gently pressing it around the rim of the beginning of that pin. And then you just take your nice little snippers here, gently cut that excess heat shrink off, and then there you go. It's pretty much cemented in place. I like to come in here and kind of clean up the ends a little bit. You don't want to clean it up too much because you don't want to cut it off. So I'm just going to cut it up, or just going to clean up the ends just a little bit, so it'll just make putting those pins in that connector just a tiny bit easier. Okay, there we go. And you'll see, I'll kind of show you right here. Let's see. What do I call that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be number 4. I also know from experience that the ground wires, this is non-ground wire, the ground wires go on the inside of this deal, and the power wires go on the outside. So as you can see, after putting that on there, let's see if I can get it correctly for the camera here. You can kind of see it's got this really clean entry into the black connector, and it really looks good. I get it the right way. Looks really clean. There's no heat shrink. It's just really, really nice, and you don't see the melted part in there at all. Alright, so that's that one. And all I gotta do... Oh yeah, that's gonna look great. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a little bit of super glue and I'm gonna glue the end on there. And I think I'll probably go over, do just a little bit of heat shrink, just to kind of help keep it in place. And I know I have my I consciously put my super glue up here, and now I can't find it. I'm horrible. Oh, here we go again. Damn. Here it is. Just got knocked on the floor. Lutra recommends this brushable crazy glue. I've never used it, so I'm going to find out how good it is. You can buy it off his website, or, you know, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You can go to any office supply store and get this stuff for $3. It's great. Or you can get the supersized one from him for about the same price as you can get anywhere else. He has really good pricing on all of his stuff. I ordered a lot of stuff from him. But this one I just picked up from the, I think I picked it up from Office Depot for like $3 because I knew I was going to be doing only a little bit with it. So I got the little bit of it instead. It's pretty cool. So I'm just going to brush just a little bit here. Just enough to get that cable on there. And I might end up using the same stuff for my SATA power cable slitting. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do exactly with that whole deal. For now, I just want to work on the pumps and get them done. So I'm going to put that on there. Oh yeah, I can already feel that working. Oh, it's already in place. Oh man, this stuff is great. Okay, new recommendation. Go buy this stuff. This stuff works. This stuff is great. So, even without the heat shrink on there, guys, this stuff, it's in place. It is not moving. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a tiny bit of heat shrink and get that bad boy on there. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to shrink this other wire. I'm going to sleeve this other wire first, and then I'm going to put a SATA heat shrink on both of them and hold them both in place with the same piece of heat shrink. And it'll be really small. It'll be just like right over there, just to kind of help keep it in place. And, oh, I am loving it. I cannot get over how easy this crazy glue stuff works. Okay, so if you're kind of wanting to do a little bit more than just the heat shrink, yeah, guys, this, I can already tell you, this stuff is going to be fantastic. That's my new favorite toy. Okay, so now that I got that one done, I'm going to sleeve this other one. And now that I kind of can gauge what I can do as far as how much sleeving I'll need, this next one will go a lot quicker and easier. It's like Logan in an episode of Keystone Cops. If y'all know who the Keystone Cops are. Alright. Do just a little bit extra. Now when you're working with this stuff, guys, always remember, melt the edge. Always melt the edges that you cut. Because if you don't, it'll unravel and you end up wasting it. I say that as I forgot to get my blue. It doesn't take much, just a little bit to melt the edges together. And it makes it easier to work with down the road. Now this sleeving right here, it looks like it's black. It's not. This is the darkest gray, even though it doesn't look that dark in the picture. This is the darkest gray that MDPC has, and it looks really, really good. It's this really almost black kind of slate gray, and it looks freaking phenomenal. It's a good alternative to black if you don't want to go completely black. And I'm using a little bit of black on some other stuff. But for the main colors, I use this dark gray, and I'll show you the purple here in a little bit. makes the whole thing look really good. So we're just going to sleeve this bad boy here. Slide that down. Perfecto. And really, you know, don't take my bumbling around as a cautionary tale. Oh, you don't want to do this stuff. You know, even this guy that's been doing it. Well, truth be told, this is my first big project with all this sleeving, but I picked it up real quick. It's really not that difficult. It really isn't. If you go and, you know, there are more videos than just the ones that Lutro does, but his videos are phenomenal. He'll sit there and he'll go over every single minute detail, and, you know, you're going to make mistakes, but, you know, like I said, you're going to learn from them, and all my sleeving, you know, after I made all my mistakes, all my sleeving turned out great. I'm really proud of it. It's been, and that, for a guy like me, I love working with my hands. I've really enjoyed doing it. I've had a lot of fun working with this stuff. I actually hope that sometime in the future I can do this for other people, just because I enjoy doing it so much. Usually what I end up doing, instead of doing a video, is I actually have the TV going, and I'll like be watching a movie or watching a show while I'm doing it, and it's real relaxing. And just go to town on it. And some of these guys, I know some of these guys make some serious moolah on the side just from doing this stuff. So, but for me, you know, primarily I'm doing this because I like doing this kind of stuff. Okay. Alright, so to get the SATA sleeving on, I'm going to take this one back off. And, you know, before I plug this in, guys, I'm going to verify and re-verify all of my pins. You know, I don't just put them back on there willy-nilly. I am very, very careful, because the last thing you want to do is hook this thing up backwards and destroy your pump, or worse, you know, set fire to your set fire to whatever you're working with. You know, you won't. Excuse me. You know, you're not going to set fire to it, but you know, you don't want to short out anything, and you definitely don't want to destroy any of the equipment that you have worked so hard to put together. You know, I'm going to use the soft sleeving. The soft sleeving, it bends a little bit easier, and so, because I know I'm going to be bending some of these wires a little bit, so I'll just go with the regular soft sleeving and just do just a little bit of it. And I think I'm only cutting off like half an inch. But before I do that, let's super glue this bad boy. See? Haha, not completely brainless. Alright. Get this back. And I just super glued the pump. Great. Alright. Lesson learned, don't super glue your pump. Oh. Hey, look at that! I found my SATA sleeve. Well, I've already cut the other stuff, so that's okay. Okay, let's try that again here. I can't believe I did that. Edit that bad boy out too. Just brush the wire a little bit there. Put the super glue away. I'm just going to stretch this cable back onto the super glue. You want to try and be able to stretch this cable when you're working with it as much as possible over the wire. And the reason for that is, guys, the more you stretch it, the tighter it's going to be, and the less likely that color's going to show through. Even though the color's black, it's not getting on there as easily as the last one did. Just a little bit more. Anyway, even though the wire's black and it won't show that well, you know, you kind of want all your sleeving to kind of be the same width, just so it looks uniform. It looks nice. This time I'll kind of hold it in place, make sure it gets on it. But yeah, you know, really, the sleeving's kind of tedious, but in the end, there we go. In the end, you're going to get a really great look, and you see that looks a lot better than the red and black wire. That's already going to look freaking awesome. I'm really excited about that. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Sorry about the cutout there. I had some real difficulty aligning these wires correctly, but I finally got it down. It's very, very difficult to get sleeve cable to align properly with these holes as you screw it on. The reason is because as you're screwing, this plate is wanting to turn as well, so you really have to finagle it into place. But I finally got there, and it turned out to look pretty good. I actually ended up going back and because of space restraints underneath the plate, I actually had to come back, and I managed to get these two sleeve cables out through one hole, and then this is the PWM cable, and it came out through the other hole. And it ends up looking pretty nice. It's going to come out like this, and it should look pretty good by the time it's done. And all I got to do is now I got to go do the other one. But fortunately, from the lessons learned from this one, going through that should be pretty simple. One other thing I forgot to mention is that Bitspower comes, the kit comes with its own stand, and the kit comes with screws too. Now I'm going to replace these metallic screws with some black ones. You know, just to kind of clean up the look a little bit, but I want to show you what it looks like with the stand and everything. So I'm going to install the stand real quick for you. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to take a moment to thank several people for helping me through this. I know I've mentioned him several times before, but Lutro, the guy who runs Lutro Customs, freaking phenomenal instructions. Again, everything that I learned about sleeving, I learned from him. I want to give a shout out also to all my friends over at MDPC. You guys have been freaking phenomenal with giving me good feedback on my stuff and giving me ideas and giving me encouragement. Thank you very much. I also want to thank all of my buds over at overclock.net. You guys have been great too. You know, you guys have been giving me a lot of great feedback and support over all this time that I've been putting this computer together. I know it's been a long time coming, but it's finally starting to come together now. And just all of you here on YouTube who came to come and check me out to do this video. This is, I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but this is kind of the first video like this I've done. So please send constructive criticism. Love to hear it. If you're just going to blast me for being an amateur, don't even bother. Don't care what you have to say. You're an idiot anyway. Don't care for the trolls, but you know, for you guys who want to leave behind comments, please do. Once again, I will be leaving the link to the whole build in the description. Please go check it out. I will be doing other videos in the future. I'm actually going to be doing a video of the entire build. When I have a few little pieces that I'm waiting on, but otherwise it's going to be pretty close to being done. So this is it, guys. This is the pump after all of the mods have been done to it. And as you can see, we got the connectors on there. The connectors look great. There's that one. That's the PWM connector. And this is the Molex connector. And they really look good. They look a heck of a lot better than the stock does, for sure. And the connectors look a lot better than the white ones on there. So this is one of two. There's going to be one more, and if you go and check out my build on overclock.net, you'll kind of get an idea of where they're going to be in the build. But yeah, thank you guys for coming, and look forward to hearing from your comments. Again, if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments box, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you very much.